another episode of Talking Tuesdays. So today we are going to be discussing the fact that less can actually mean more. What do I mean by that? I think in general, as Trinidadians and Tobagonians, we have a very fast way of speaking. So I think when it comes to our children and them learning our language and also just learning language bits in general, we actually have to try to slow things down a lot. Like, be very intentional about the things that we say and also do it very slowly. I think you just saw what I did there, right? Do it very slowly. So in the clip that we're going to see, we're going to explore how we're going to try to get the language bits out of a child by teaching them what we want them to say and what the item presented is, but doing it in a very slow and very intentional approach. We're going to be looking at things like the rate of our speech, the speed in which we talk, and also we're going to be looking at how we constantly use these words. We only say very little to engage and interact with the child. So meaning you use, let's say for example, one word, ball, and you keep saying that word, ball. You don't have to say anything other than ball. And that is the little that you need to interact or to engage and elicit language out of your child. So we're going to look at two particular films that I would have done in a session with a child. And it's just showing you how intentional I was with presenting the language strains to them, and also how slowly I was actually speaking. So in order for understanding to happen as well, and in order for the child to pick up what I was actually trying to teach him. So we're going to explore that, and then we'll talk about the video afterwards. All right, Kyle, we're all done with purple? Thank you. All right, let's see. Do you want brown or red? Which one? Can you tell me which one? Brown or red? The brown? The brown. Oh, okay, cool. The brown. That's a brown crayon. Go ahead. Brown crayon, brown crayon. Here we go, brown crayon. Are you finished with the brown? Are you finished with the brown now? Or you need some more time? All done? All right, last ones. Do you want yellow or red? Which ones do you want? Yellow or red? Which one? Which one? Yellow? Yellow or red? What's that? Yellow? Yellow. Nice going. Yeah? Ready? Let's go. Whoosh. 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 Good job. Now ready to wipe. 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 Keep going. Wipe. 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 So in our first video, we are seeing our boy Kyle, and we're working on him requesting his choices in colors. So if you notice, I would present him with two options for him to choose. And I would intentionally call the color blue, red, yellow, whichever color. I would intentionally call the color so that he hears the color and their names, and he's actually able to tell me which one he would prefer. That's the objective of the entire activity, to tell me which color you want. When you tell me, that's what you get, right? But for the case of Kyle, he's actually very he's now kind of bringing out the language that he has. So he has the language, and that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to encourage the language in that instance. Now, for those who are a bit non-verbal, I would probably use a point. But I will also still say the color's name and say it in that particular manner, so that I'm actually teaching the child on what the color name is and how, he's gonna be looking at my facial structure and seeing how my mouth is being placed to say blue or red. So you can see that, and then in turn you would want to hope that the child would eventually imitate it. And we're going to talk about imitations later on. But for now, we're actually being very slow and very intentional. We're presenting less information so that we would actually get more out of the child's understanding, right? Also, when you notice I'm teaching him words, he does not know how to say wipe. So in the second video, you would see me only repeating wipe, and being very intentional about it. Making it very fun, making it very comical, but for him to still be engaged and having him be a part of it too. Wipe. We're going to wipe, right? So that he hears it, and then it's hope that in turn he tries to imitate it, or he tries to say it, right? And I know I would have blocked off his face, but his mouth was actually trying to, like imitate the action and imitate what I am actually telling him. So that in itself is just how we actually be very intentional with what we choose to present to a child, by presenting very little information at a time. We're not going to tell them, look, the blue crayon. This is the blue crayon. Look, take the blue crayon. Look, that is a lot of information. We just want to simply work with the color blue. Do you want blue? Or do you want red? Right? Wipe. So that is an example of, us using very little words. Actually, just one word as a matter of fact. We're using very little information to present in hopes that the child is going to understand what the item is. We're calling the item by name only. And it's going to hope that the child would eventually want to try to say it and actually imitate what we are saying as well, right? In terms of our rate in speech, we're taking it down a whole notch, because we as trainers, we just talk, and we want to kind of break things down in order for the child to understand and to hear carefully. So that is something that we actually have to be mindful of when we are being very intentional and presenting less to a child. Your rate of speech, as well as the amount of words or the choice of word that you use, that it just be to 1. You stick at the rate that the child is at. 1 is fine. 1 is simply the number of the day. So I hope this video was very, very helpful for you. Please don't forget to subscribe, and also share the video with any other parents that you think might benefit from this video and might be interested in hearing what we have to say every Tuesday. So I will see you all next week, where we will have another episode of Talking Tuesdays.